Hey everybody, welcome to Extra Funny on the TJ and Riggins Show. Woo 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 woo.
It
woo.
might not be extra, but it'll be like
Yeah,
funny.
exactly. It'll be something. Well, it might look a little weird because normally, TJ, Riggins, and Lindsay all on one screen. If you're watching our show on YouTube,
Mhm.
and TJ usually welcomes you to the Extra Funny podcast, but TJ's got some other stuff going on. His life is sort of like I don't know what's like the right analogy for TJ's life right now.
A whirlwind?
It's like a whirlwind of just like personal and professional things going on.
Yeah,
And it's all positive, like it's all real good stuff.
yeah.
But whenever there's like that much excitement in his life, he just, I don't know. He's it's difficult for him to handle, I guess.
It's overwhelming to him, and I get it, but I think I've nailed this down. Tell me
Okay.
what you think.
Okay.
He possibly was more busy back in the day, let's say, when he had younger kids and you're trying to hold a full-time job and have the kids and have
Yeah.
he's been kind of, you know, I don't wanna say, like, easy going, but, his kids are older. You get kinda comfortable with how your life is, and then taking on a new job and everything, it's been like a slap in the face.
Yeah. It ramped up like really, really quickly.
Yeah, I think it's taken a toll on him.
I think so as well. And
Should we
you
be
can, should we what?
worried?
No, I don't think so because, well, I don't know. I would love to see him go to some kind of therapy but
Yes.
or like a counselor even, but I know that like would even if you bring up that idea, I think it would send up red flags for him.
Yeah.
But I think he would benefit so much because he is so smart and I think that he would benefit from just talking to somebody in that way, in that environment.
The problem is he thinks he is smarter than these people, though,
Exactly.
you know?
Exactly.
And he might be. I don't know. Do I need a therapist? Abso-freaking-lutely, but I know that I'm not as smart as them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. But I don't know. There's something about I think, and my dad would be the same way. It might just be sort of like
A man
I don't-
thing.
yeah, maybe it's a man thing. But like, if you even brought, and I don't even know that my dad would need therapy for anything. He
Oh, my
seems to be.
dad does. Please.
Do you
My
think?
dad would never, ever go to a therapist, but does he need it? Yes.
Why do you say that?
I just think he's seen some shit,
True.
and I just think he doesn't. Well, listen, we could deep dive into Steve Gladden all day. He doesn't communicate. He doesn't have feelings. He's got them. He doesn't talk about them. He's not an oversharer.
Yeah,
I could go on.
I think that what you just described is a man of his time because my dad's the exact same way. Like, not emotionally articulate, able to express like how they're feeling. But the different thing about your dad is that your dad has definitely seen some shit, as you say.
Yeah.
Uh, and I don't know that my dad's had that same experience.
Well, I don't even think it matters per se in that because I think your dad, I've heard him get emotional, and I think that's a normal response to, whatever, but I have never, and mark my words, I'm 41 years old, never seen my dad cry. Never,
Really,
never.
it's kind of disturbing, isn't it? Like, why aren't you able to do that, or why don't you feel like you should, or I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying. There's something, and he had some like childhood stuff going on. I mean, he had to arrest his brother for God's sakes. Like, there's some things in his family dynamic that made him be how he is today. But that's why he needs a therapist.
I didn't know that story. Can you elaborate about him arresting his
Oh yeah,
brother?
he's dead now. His brother, he died heroin overdose 3 years ago.
I
Um
didn't know this, Lindsay.
so let's deep dive into this. He's not going to be upset about this. No. Okay, so there's an older brother.
Uh-huh.
Middle brother is the one that passed, and my dad, 3 boys. Um, his middle brother, His name was Tim. He snuck out at 10 years old, started smoking at 11, got into a, whatever,
Yeah.
had a very from a very young age was troubled.
Yeah.
Um, didn't go to school, whatever. Well, he got into drugs and they lived in at the time I want to say so my dad grew up in Kannapolis, if you know where that is. He went to A.L. Brown, which was our Concord rival.
Yeah.
That's how my parents met. Dad was at
Okay.
A.L. Brown, mom was at Concord. Anyway, they were in Kannapolis at the time. My dad had just started with the Marshal Service in Charlotte. He was a deputy at this time, so he's a young guy. Um, they got a call about like a drug bust in Kannapolis. My dad goes to the scene. Who's there?
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Mhm, mhm,
And
mhm.
had they had a strained relationship probably before that?
Yeah, it had
Yeah.
always been touch and go, but, then, it just snowballed after that. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't die before he died because I think he died at 60, let's see, or no, my dad's 68, so probably 70 years old, um, and I'm surprised it didn't happen before then.
And he
He's
died
been
from heroin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's insane that he was doing that hard of a drug for that long.
he was so he's a vet. Somehow, I don't know how he even got into the army. I guess they just let anybody in the army back in the day. I don't know. And so he would always go to the VA and get like whatever medicine he needed, but that turned into a drug habit, the whole thing.
Mhm.
Well, then as he got older, he moved in with my grandparents in Kannapolis. He lived like in their basement, and that's where they found him.
No way.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah. I feel bad. My dad had a hard, like, time with it because he was on the other end of the spectrum, like,
Yeah.
with being the law, and, yeah, I feel bad for his parents, my grandparents having to deal with that their whole life. I mean, and they would, make I would hear comments from, my dad or whatever that they didn't know how to help him, it was
Sure.
like they sometimes fueled it, but you gotta put yourself in the situation, like, if Brooks ever I can't
Yeah.
imagine, like, not being there for my kids no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, I always say, "You could kill someone and I would love you so
Uh,
much," you know? I mean, because
yeah.
they're your children, but I think
And you're seeing what you saw with your grandparents and your dad's brother is an extreme example of like the
yes.
never ending, undying love that you have for your kid.
Yes, like, letting them stay with you, letting them not saying, "You've gotta figure out your own way," so
And also
it's
not having the answers about how do you help somebody, um, especially if they don't want help or,
right.
things like that. That's
Yep,
crazy. I mean, they write movies about that kind of stuff, like where one guy, one brother is, in law
yep.
enforcement. I mean, that is crazy.
I know. So, I don't know, it's yeah, I don't even know how we got on this topic,
Well,
but
we were talking about being in therapy and stuff,
oh,
and you
in
said
therapy. Yeah, so do you see how he might need therapy?
100%.
I mean, he's been shot at. God knows how many times he's shot at people. Has he killed anyone? He won't tell you, but yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
a huge part of me is so jealous of his ability to sort of bottle all that up because, if I, stub my toe, I throw a temper tantrum for an hour, I'm being
yeah,
dramatic, but
yeah,
the slightest bit of adversity could like wreck me for a while. And he's like, yeah, that's part of my life. It doesn't define me, but you just
yep,
move on. Like I'm so jealous of the
yep.
ability.
The only time we've ever really connected, and I'll tell this story real quick. I don't know if we have time, but when I was pregnant with Brooks, I started having panic attacks in the middle of the night because I would wait. He was so heavy. He was like a big baby and he was like up on he was like higher. So I felt like when I was sleeping, I couldn't breathe. It sounds stupid, but it's a thing. So I would
Mhm.
wake up and be like, I can't breathe. Like, I'm having to pay, whatever. So I was talking to my parents about it one day. I'm like, I've got to figure something out because I'm having these panic attacks at night and it's scaring me. Like I feel like I'm gonna die. And my dad says, first time he's ever mentioned anything about work or anything, he's like, well, let me give you a little advice or what I've been told. This one time, I'll never forget. I had a panic attack coming on. I was in a shootout. And I love how he says it's like so nonchalant. So I was in a shootout. I was sitting there and I'm sorry, what? Back up.
What?
Right. And I remember my training and it's whatever. I forgot now because it was a while ago, but it's like 4 in, hold it, 3 out or whatever,
Yeah.
This is what they teach you in, the training for the law enforcement or whatever. And I'm like, that's the first time I'd ever heard us connect on like that. Cause he never mentions any, you can ask him anything. And he's like, let's not talk about that. Or I can't talk about that or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're in a shootout and I'm sorry, which is silly because I'm laying in bed in my cozy little bed having a
Yeah.
panic attack.
Right.
And you think about people in like the army or, in Afghanistan or bombs and they're, having panic attacks like
For
that.
good
So
reason. Yeah.
good
Well,
reason.
and not that yours isn't. I mean, that is a
Well,
legit thing. It just in when somebody else says, this is what I used to do because of this thing,
yeah,
you might start comparing it and things
yeah,
like that. But yeah, that whenever your parent drops like a little dime like that you didn't
yeah,
know about their past, it's
yeah,
always kind of like, whoa, where'd that come from? Like,
yeah.
never had that kind of conversation before.
Well,
So,
even kinda like the Big Mac, and you're like, "That's
yeah.
freaking cool," and you were like, "Is" when he told you that, you're like, "Oh my god, you made the first Big
Yeah.
Mac?"
And then I was crushed when I found out my dad is nothing but a dirty, rotten liar. He is a liar to me.
Well, he
And
did make one, so
eventually he made one
yeah.
years after it was introduced. We've got to take a quick break. This was wild. What an interesting conversation, but we've got more coming up next.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Click the deals button to get all our exclusive best deals anywhere from all of the TJ and Riggins Show partners. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
The TJ and Riggins Show stream is sponsored by R. Gregory Jewelers in Statesville, North Carolina. They're family owned and operated, and they speak diamond. Engagement rings, custom jewelry, exquisite timepieces. Discover something spectacular at tjriggins.com/diamond.
Everybody's complaining about the heat. Hey, it's TJ, and if you want to stay cool while you sleep, you need some sheets from Cozy Earth. I'm talking about extremely high-quality sheets that are so soft and are going to help you stay cool while you sleep. I love mine. And just like everything else at Cozy Earth, you get 41% off when you tell them that you know me. Just go to tjriggins.com/deals and use the code TJ to get that big 41% discount. tjriggins.com/deals.
I feel like I don't even really need to talk about Love Indus anymore because you just look at my face and you can see amazing before and after results. If you've known me long enough, you can tell. This is incredible. I've been using Love Indus. It's my new favorite skincare line, and my face is glowing. My dark spots are gone. I'm telling you, this stuff works miracles. And let me tell you, it was a true miracle because I had a lot of sun damage. So go to tjriggins.com/deals, code TJ for 21% off. You're going to love this skincare line.
Have you heard of the anti-grav ones from Stand Plus Shoes? It's their bestseller. They're designed for anybody who spends their workday on their feet. Save 15% on your Stand Plus order at tjriggins.com/deals using promo code TJ at checkout.